In the heart of Nigeria, a disturbing scene unfolds that raises more questions than answers. Armed men linked to Fulani terrorist groups are captured loading what appears to be mined minerals into an aircraft. The aircraft in question has been identified in the video as Turkish. This is not just another banditry incident. This is evidence of systematic resource looting happening right under our noses, while innocent Nigerians continue to suffer from endless attacks, kidnappings, and killings. Today, we dive deep into this explosive video, the connections between insecurity and mineral exploitation, how these groups arm themselves, and why this crisis continues to plague our nation. If you've ever wondered why the violence never seems to end, this video will open your eyes. Stay with me till the end. The video making rounds on social media shows a group of armed individuals moving crates and sacks believed to contain valuable mined minerals. These are not ordinary thieves. They are connected to the notorious Fulani terrorist networks that have terrorized farming communities, villages, and towns across the north and middle belt of Nigeria for years. What makes this particular footage alarming is the presence of a Turkish-registered aircraft. For a long time, many Nigerians have asked serious questions about the source of sophisticated weapons used by these terrorists. How do they get guns, ammunition, and even communication equipment that sometimes rivals our own security forces? This video may provide part of the answer. Resources out, arms in. Nigeria is blessed with abundant solid minerals, from gold in Zamfara, tin and columbite in Plateau, to lithium, zinc, and many others scattered across different states. These minerals have huge economic value, yet instead of benefiting ordinary citizens through proper mining regulation and export, a dark network seems to be exploiting them illegally. The pattern is clear. Terrorist activities create fear and displacement. Communities flee their ancestral lands. Mining sites become unguarded. Then, these groups move in, extract the minerals using forced labor or local collaborators, and ship them out through various channels, including aircraft that can bypass some traditional border controls. This is not random crime. This is organized economic sabotage. While families mourn loved ones killed or kidnapped, while farmers abandon their fields, a few powerful players, both local and international, are cashing in on Nigeria's wealth. The insecurity serves as a perfect cover. It distracts the government, exhausts the military and police, and keeps the population in fear so that the real business, resource theft, can continue uninterrupted. Many analysts have pointed out that the Fulani militant groups have become more sophisticated over the years. Their operations show signs of external funding and logistical support. The involvement of Turkish aircraft raises serious questions about complicity at higher levels. How does such an aircraft operate in Nigerian airspace without detection or interception? Some reports suggest that these minerals are moved to neighboring countries first before being exported to bigger markets in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Turkey has been mentioned in several discussions regarding its growing influence in African resource sectors. While official diplomatic relations exist, there are growing concerns about unofficial channels that may be enabling these activities. Let's talk about the human cost. Thousands of Nigerians have been killed in attacks linked to these groups. Entire villages have been wiped out. Women and girls have been raped and taken as slaves. Children have been forced into fighting or used as laborers in illegal mines. The trauma on our people is immense. Yet, this cycle continues. This situation also explains why ransom payments have become a booming business. Kidnappings generate quick cash that funds operations, buys more weapons, and pays off collaborators. The video suggests that minerals provide an even bigger, more sustainable source of income for these terror networks. One successful mineral export can fund hundreds of attacks. The question every Nigerian should ask is this: who is really benefiting from the insecurity in the north? Is it the ordinary Fulani herdsmen, or are there bigger players, local elites, foreign corporations, and international networks using these groups as proxies to loot the country's resources?
Security experts have warned that Nigeria's porous borders, weak air surveillance in certain regions, and corruption within some agencies make this type of smuggling possible. A Turkish aircraft flying in and out with valuable cargo should trigger alarms at the highest levels of government, yet these incidents keep happening. Furthermore, this resource exploitation has regional implications. Minerals taken from Nigeria end up funding instability that crosses borders. Weapons that come in return fuel conflicts in the Sahel region and beyond. It's a vicious cycle that destroys lives and futures. Many patriotic Nigerians in the military, intelligence agencies, and civil service are working hard to stop this, but they face enormous challenges: lack of modern equipment, political interference, and sometimes betrayal from within. The average soldier or police officer deployed to these dangerous areas deserves our respect and support, not the frustration of seeing the problem worsen despite their sacrifices. The economic loss to Nigeria is staggering. If these minerals were properly mined, taxed, and exported through legal channels, they could generate billions of dollars in revenue. This money could build schools, hospitals, roads, and create real jobs. Instead, it disappears into private pockets while the country suffers. Some voices have tried to downplay such videos as fake or misattributed. However, the broader pattern cannot be denied. Illegal mining, banditry, and terrorism are deeply interconnected in several states. Zamfara, for example, has become notorious for both gold mining and violence. Similar stories emerge from other mineral-rich areas.
This is why calls for state police, better community intelligence networks, and stricter border control have grown louder. The current centralized security architecture struggles to respond effectively to these localized but well-connected threats. As citizens, we must demand transparency. We need proper investigation into this video and similar incidents. Who owns the aircraft? What was its flight plan? What exactly was loaded? Where was it going? Nigerians deserve answers, not silence or deflection. The international community also has a role to play. Countries whose aircraft or companies are linked to these activities must be held accountable. Resource theft from Africa has a long, painful history. We cannot allow it to continue in this modern form. At the same time, we must address the internal factors. Poverty, unemployment, and weak governance create fertile ground for recruitment into these criminal networks. Many young men join not out of ideology, but desperation. Breaking this cycle requires both security operations and genuine economic development in affected regions. Education is another key. When children are in school, they are less likely to be exploited by terrorists or minors. Yet in many attacked communities, schools have been destroyed or closed. This creates a lost generation that becomes easy prey for manipulators. The role of traditional rulers and religious leaders cannot be overlooked. Some have spoken out bravely. Others have been accused of complicity or silence. Genuine peace requires honest conversations across ethnic and religious lines, without political correctness that avoids hard truths. This video of Fulani terrorists and the Turkish aircraft is a wake-up call. It shows that the fight against insecurity is not just about chasing bandits in the bush. It is about cutting off their funding sources, disrupting their logistics, and exposing their enablers both inside and outside Nigeria. We must support genuine efforts to map all illegal mining sites, regulate the sector properly, and use technology like drones and satellite imaging for monitoring. Advanced countries use these tools effectively. Nigeria can too, with the right political will. Our diaspora community also has power. Through advocacy, investment, and skills transfer, they can help build alternative economic opportunities that reduce dependence on conflict minerals. The Nigerian youth, who form the majority of the population, must understand that their future is being stolen along with these minerals. This should fuel determination to demand better governance, accountability, and security.
As this situation continues, we see more sophisticated methods. Helicopters, aircraft, and organized convoys are used. This level of operation requires money, planning, and protection. It points to networks that go beyond small bandit groups. Some have linked it to larger geopolitical interests. Competition for Africa's resources is intensifying. China, Russia, Turkey, Western countries all have interests. Nigeria must navigate this carefully to protect its sovereignty and wealth. The average Nigerian farmer just wants to grow crops and raise livestock in peace. The average parent wants their children to go to school safely. The average trader wants to do business without fear. But these basic desires are being denied by a criminal enterprise that has turned parts of our country into a resource extraction zone protected by terror. This cannot continue indefinitely. The Nigerian state must rise to the challenge. Stronger leadership, better coordination between security agencies, judicial reforms to ensure swift punishment, and community involvement in intelligence gathering are all necessary. Technology can help too. Blockchain for mineral tracking, AI for threat prediction, and improved radar coverage for our airspace. These are investments worth making. In conclusion of this section, the video of armed men loading minerals into an aircraft is more than shocking footage. It represents the painful reality of a nation whose wealth is being carted away while its people bleed. We must not look away. Thank you for watching this important video. If this opened your eyes to the deeper issues behind Nigeria's insecurity, please like, share, and subscribe for more hard-hitting analysis. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What solutions do you think can stop this resource looting and violence? Together, through awareness and pressure for accountability, we can demand a better Nigeria. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and stay hopeful. Until next time, this is your channel. God bless Nigeria.